Hey, Jamie Stenhouse here, currently in Rome, and tonight I want to talk about finding your true north and ensuring that you're using the true north to achieve your current goals at hand. So you may have heard about having a true north before, having a guiding belief before, and in what I think it is, a true north is really all about just having a set of guidelines or questions or a set of beliefs that everything filters through, and that ultimately becomes your true north. The point that you head towards again and again and again, and usually that true north is linked to a dream outcome. So for some people, their true north is to just be happy as much as possible. For some, it's to give back as much as possible. For others, it's about their health. How can they become the most healthiest versions of themselves? For others, it's to help people. That's quite a common one in our industry. If you look at a parent or a new parent who's just had a child, or who is about to have a child, their true north changes quite quickly. They begin to get new things. It might be a new car, or they might be looking at a new house, all for the child. Right now, it's now changed from a lifestyle about them, or their true north could have been about luxury. Right, so now that might have changed for the child, whereby every purchase, every choice gets put for the true north, or for the true north question of how does this help my child progress forward, or how does this make my child's life a lot easier. So that's an example of a true north, and it's always important to know your true north and to be constantly questioning it and refreshing it to ensure that it is still aligned to your goals, or if you have achieved previous goals, to see if your new goals align with your current true north. So your true north is really a set of guiding questions or beliefs, or even habits that you should be executing every single day in order to hit your goal. Okay, so if you're new to this whole true north thing, you're probably wondering, well, how do I find my true north, or how do I get clarity on what it should be in order to hit my goals? And I'm going to give you an example from my own history and something that's just come up over the last 2-3 years and really helped me to get more clarity on what I should be doing every single day and how my true north has changed for myself personally. So when I first began my entrepreneurship journey, and I first began the clothing company, and then I began the design agency, my true north was really about progression. How quickly can I progress? How much can I learn? How far can I push my health? How far can I push my networking, my clients? Progression. So in every meal I ate, I was like, well, it's just going to help me progress mentally. So is it going to give me more energy so I can progress more with my work? In terms of socializing, I was always about progression. So I was ensuring that I was hanging out with people who would help me progress as well. In terms of projects or reading or anything like that, it was always looking through my true north of progression. Okay, everything was linked to progression, progress, and that served me really well. It did amazing for me, and I covered a lot of ground very quickly as a young entrepreneur, and it brought me to where I am right now. And when I look at my current true north, and my habits every day and what I'm currently doing versus what I used to do, I maybe have eased off the accelerator just a little bit, and my true north has changed from progression to really freedom, right? How much freedom will this project give me? How much freedom will this meal give me? How much freedom will traveling give me, right? So that's my current true north, which is fine. It's a great true north to have. But when I fast forward 10 years, where do I want to be? Well, if you know me personally, you know that I want to end up in New York. I think it's a great place to live. It looks really good, has a great energy to it, and I just feel drawn to it quite naturally. So having a true north of freedom probably isn't going to get me there. I'll have to go back to progression, or go back to hustle, right? Hustle would have to become my true north, or progression would have to become my true north. So in being aware of that, and being aware of what my goal is in the next 10 years, or next 5 years even, then, and also being aware of my current true north, which is freedom, then I can't keep that true north and go to New York, because New York is a big step. New York will eat you alive, right? So you got to have capital behind you. You got to have the right connections, the right mindset as well. And in being freedom or trying to optimize my time and trying to outsource and trying to build the team around me rather than just progressing and keeping the workload on myself while growing the team rather than just trying to optimize my time, it's probably not going to lead me there, right? I need to work like a hound in order to get to New York while still optimizing, but my true north has to be about progression again rather than pure freedom, because freedom won't deliver the work output I need in order to get to New York. So that's a quick story of where I am right now and my journey in just realigning my habits, changing my habits and changing my true north essentially so that I do end up in New York. As much as I do enjoy the freedom I have now and the level of success I've achieved, if I keep up my habits now, there's no doubt I will live a comfortable life and be very, very happy doing what I'm currently doing. However, to get to where I want to be in the next 10 years, my true north has to change somewhere along the timeline, like it did when I began my entrepreneurship journey when I was 17, and it changed. So from 17 to 22, when I had those two other companies, my true north was all about progress in every way possible, in every area possible, and just push forward as much as I can. That's from 22 to 26, which is how old I am now. It's all about freedom. How much more freedom can I get? Will this project, will this travel, will this opportunity give me more freedom, more cash to be freedom, So that is what my true north is currently. However, I do need to realign my true north to my goals. You see, so my goal has always been to go to New York, always. And when I first began my entrepreneurship journey, it was progression, which aligns perfectly with New York. But along the way, something happened and I started to grow a true north of freedom organically. So now that I am looking at my goals again, I need to realign that true north. I need to refresh it so it's actually aligned to my goals. So that's an example of how to discover what your true north needs to be. If it needs to be progression, or learning, or growing, or just your health. So that's how you look at a true north. That's how you create a true north, and that's how you get clarity on it, so that you know what habits you need to integrate, and to be aware of that your true north does align with your goals, and that you are actually actively living for that true north rather than a previous true north like I am currently. However, I am in the process of changing that, reinventing my habits, and just getting back to the old me, where it's all about progression. So on the topic of a true north, you need to be ensure that your true north is aligning with your actions every day. See, most people look for the short-term gratification, or they go against their true north, because usually a true north will provide a great outcome if you follow it down the rabbit hole. However, the process can be quite tedious and it can be quite draining, because look, following a true north or being the best version of yourself that actually achieves your goals at a higher level can be quite draining. So following that true north can be exhausting at times, but you need to look at every opportunity you take, every moment, every activity, every interaction with another human, every connection, pretty much anything you do should be aligning for your true north. If it's not, then you're not pushing forward and you're not progressing. You might not be moving towards your goals as quickly as you can. You always need to detach your emotions from it and just simply operate as if you're a robot who has been programmed to look at everything through their true north. So, example with the parent again, anything they do will be looking for the lens or looking for the true north of how does this help my child, or how does this help me grow my family. If you're an athlete, it will be how does this help me to further progress in my time, or how does this help me to become a better competitor, right? If you have a big goal of launching companies overseas in New York, multiple companies, then maybe your true north is, well, I have to progress, I need to grow a company, I need to learn, I need to expand, I need to grow my wealth, right? Progression. And hell, if your true north is just to experience life, then maybe everything should be about travel, should be about new experiences, new people, new friends, right? I've got friends I have friends where their true north is simply all about experiences, and they're trying out new things constantly. They're not concerned about finances. They're not concerned about what I feel is important. They're concerned about what gives them the experience and what new things can they try. So your true north might not be work related. It could be happiness. It could be helping people. Whatever it is, whatever interaction you do, whatever happens every single day of every minute, it should be aligned for your true north. Your true north is really just that opportunity for you to look at every little interaction you do. Everything every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is, to look at everything you do and to ensure that it aligns with your true north and your purpose, because that's ultimately what your true north is. It's your purpose that if you follow it correctly and chronologically, it will take you to your goals. It will lead you to a place where you're going to win. So just be aware of your true north, be aware of the habits that are required of your true north, and if your goals change or if your true north changes, then ensure you change your habits as well, because it's very easy to continue habits or to continue new habits that have happened organically because you've achieved a certain level of success. So that's my little rant about true northers, about having a true north. So just be aware of your true north, be aware that it aligns with your goals, and let me know how you go. Leave a comment below with what you think your true north is. It could be health, relationships, finances, progression, health, creativity, self-expression. It could just be about being happy, or it could just be about being as relaxed as you can, all right? So that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next vlog.